Welcome to Bits and Pieces Quilting. If you could only use one thread color, what color would you pick? For me, it would have to be this color. This beige, taupe, camel, whatever color you want to call it, this is my magic thread. Stay tuned and I'll show you why. Today I want to talk about my very favorite thread color, and it's this one right here. This particular brand is made by Canso. I don't know if you can see that with the light. This one's the polyester. This is the cotton version of it. There's also a slightly darker one, and then I have this one from another company from Connecting Threads as well. This one's called Taupe. This thread is magic, and I want to use this quilt to show you why. You can see here there are a ton of different colors, and yet this is the thread that I used for this particular piece. It blends almost seamlessly with almost every single color. It almost completely disappears in the celery green. It shows up on the darker ones, of course. It almost completely disappears in purple. This confetti with a black background, it just looks like more little pieces of confetti. Almost completely disappears in the pink. It's gone in the rusty red, really subtle in the light blues. So this is a magic thread, and I highly recommend, especially if you can't afford a whole ton of different thread colors in your collection, I highly recommend a magic thread like this one. You will find it so useful for piecing, and then especially for top stitching when you want it to blend almost seamlessly into most of the colors that you're using. So top tip from me, this amazing neutral taupe colored thread. Totally recommend it. I wanted to show you another example of my favorite thread, this neutral taupe color that I'm going to use on this quilt because it is just magic. You look at the range of colors that are here, and it's everything. And this thread is magic, and it will blend with everything. So let me show you what I mean. Another option I had been thinking about was this gray, because the backing is gray, so the thread would match perfectly. But then as I laid it out on some of these threads, on some of these fabrics, you can really start to see it show up, especially in the browns and the blues, even on the pink here. It's fine in the light blue gray, but it's really going to show up in some of the other areas, and especially on the black in the middle. So my next thought was, get the magic thread, get the taupe. And as I showed you earlier on in the video, the version I use is a Canso polyester, but I also have it from other companies and in cotton as well. So you can find this color in by lots of different manufacturers, and I just can't rave about it enough. And as you start to lay it out and compare it side by side with the gray really stands out, and I think that the taupe color really blends in a way that the gray just doesn't. So this is going to be my choice for the quilting, and even when I put it on the backing, you would think that this more taupe color would stand out strangely on the gray backing, but it's not so bad. It does stand out a little bit more than the gray thread does, obviously, but I think the compromise with the blending on the front is really going to make a difference in this project. So that's the thread I'm going to use. This is my magic thread, goes with everything, highly recommend it, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. These are images of the final scrappy log cabin and scrappy pineapple block quilted with the magic thread. I hope I convinced you that this is truly a magic thread and that you'll give it a try. Ultimately, though, I think I would have to argue with the universe to have two colors, because I would hate to sew white fabric together without white thread. I think this would probably show through in the seams, and that wouldn't be good. So white thread and the magic thread, the two thread colors essential for me in my sewing room. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my website at bitsandpiecesquilting.com.